The square one and the clock are very interesting puzzles as they don't usually turn like how a normal cube would. How a square one turns is that you can slice it through like that. You can turn the top layer or the bottom layer and just keep on slicing. How a clock turns is there are these pins and there are these dials here. Each dial will control all the clocks that are around the pin that's assigned to that dial. For example, if these two are up, then it will only turn this 6 because it's around these two pins. And same with 3, it will turn like that. And if the pin is down, it will only turn the corner. Let's first start with the square one. How you want to hold the square one is you want to hold so that the small block is on your left side and the large block is on the right side. And you can start. In square one notation, there is a slash, brackets, numbers, and commas. And this is how you're going to read it. So if there's a slash, all you want to do is to just slice this through 180 degrees. Very simple. If you see a slash, just slice it through 180 degrees. For the numbers, the number that is in front of the comma stands for turning the top layer, and the number that's behind the comma stands for turning the bottom layer or the down layer. An edge, or aka the small piece right here, stands for 1 unit, and this corner stands for 2 of the small blocks, which is 2 units. So you can say that one corner is basically 2 times as big as this small edge right here. And if you look at this corner, if you divide it straight by 2, you see you have 2 small pieces at the side. So this is how you're going to count. Now if you see a number 1 before the comma and it is a positive number, then you turn 1 small piece by like that in a clockwise direction. If you see a negative number, then you will turn it anti-clockwise or counterclockwise. Okay, let's say you see a number 2 before the comma. Now you turn 1, 2, which is exactly half of the corner, as a corner is 2 times as big as the edge. If you see a negative 2, then you turn it 1, 2, just like that, as your corner is again 2 times as big as the edge. If you see a negative 3, then you continue going like this. 1, 2, 3. And note that you will turn it anti-clockwise for negative numbers. And it's the same for the bottom layer. If you see a negative 1 behind the comma, then you turn the bottom layer anti-clockwise or counterclockwise by 1 small edge, like that. If you see a positive 2 behind the comma, then you turn the bottom layer clockwise 2 times, once, twice, just like that. Now let's use this scramble. So first we see a negative 2 before the comma, so we'll turn the top layer 2 times counterclockwise or anti-clockwise, once, twice. And since the number behind the comma is a 0, we'll do nothing to the bottom layer. Then we see a slash, so we'll do the slash, which is turning the top part 180 degrees. Then we see a positive 2, we turn the top part clockwise by 2, 1, 2. And then we see a negative 1, which we can turn the bottom layer counterclockwise by 1. Then another slash. Next, we see a negative 3, which we can turn it counterclockwise, 1, 2, 3. And then we see a 6, so it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clockwise. And we do a slash. We see a negative 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and negative 2, 1, 2, and then a slash. Now there's 0 on the top layer, so we'll do nothing to it. And then -3 on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, and we do a slash. Next is 3, 1, 2, 3, 0, so we do nothing to the bottom layer. Now it's another 0, so we'll do a -4 on the bottom layer. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll do a slash. Then 0 again on top layer, and a -3 on the bottom layer. 1, 2, 3, and then a -1 on the top layer, and then -3 on the bottom layer, slash, -5 on top layer, and a 0 on the bottom layer, so we do nothing to it and just do a slash. Then it's -4 on the top layer, a -5 on the bottom layer, a 6 on the top layer, and a -1 on the bottom layer. And that's the scramble. That will basically be it for the Square-1 notation. For the clock, there will be letters, numbers, and symbols such as plus and minus. Firstly, you want to start with all the pins down. And then you see some things like UR5+. So first you just want to focus on the letters part. UR, which is a short form for upright. So if you see a UR, you just push up the upright pin. And then next will be the number. If you see a number and then a positive sign, then you turn the dial that has that clock with it the number of times clockwise. So if it's a 5+, then you turn it 5 times clockwise. Like that. If you see a 5-, then you turn the clock or the dial that's controlling the clock 5 times counterclockwise. Like that. Next is DR0+. DR short form for down right, which is down right, this one. Since it is a 0+, then we'll do nothing to this dial right here, which is controlling this pin. DL is down left on this pin right here. Let's say, for example, DL5+, then it will be 5 times clockwise. Lastly, UL is up left, which is this pin. UL0, or we'll do nothing to this dial right here. If you see singular letters like U, L, D, or R, then you'll only put up the pins that are in that entire row. For example, if you see a U, then you put up all the pins that are in the U, and you turn the respective amount of times for the dials. Similarly, if you see the R, then you just turn all the columns that has the pin in the R and just turn it. D will be like this. L will be like this. If you see all, then you put up all the pins and turn the amount of times needed. Lastly, if you see a Y2, then just turn the clock around and continue. Let's try this scramble. First, we will put all the pins down and then we'll start. First is UR5+, which is upright, 5 clockwise. Then we put this down and continue with DR or down right. This one, 0, so we do nothing to it. Next, is DL, which is down left, this pin, and it is DL5 plus, which is down left, 5 clockwise, and then UL2 plus, UL, and 2 clockwise. Then here U, which is U, 0 plus, she will do nothing to it. R, which is like this, 5 minus, 5 counterclockwise, and then a D6 plus, so it will be D6 plus, and L5 plus, L like that, and 5 clockwise. Next will be all 1 plus, should be all 1 clockwise. Then it is Y2, so we'll turn it like that, and we'll continue. U, 0 plus, so we'll do nothing to it. R, 5 minus, so 5 counterclockwise. And then D, 3 minus, 2, 3, and then L, 0, so do nothing to it. And then it is all 0, so do nothing to it. Then you see a up, right? So we'll just put this, you just put this up like that, and then up left, you put this one up like that. So that will be the scramble. So that will basically be it for the clock notation. That's the end of this notations video. If you want to learn how to solve a clock, then you can check out the video which will pop up soon on the screen. I haven't made a video for the Square-1 yet, but if you want to see it, then leave a like. Now that will be the end of this video. Thank you and goodbye.